all I'm saying is the foie gras could have used a few extra minutes.
Well then, William, perhaps it'd be more prudent to go to your house for dinner next week. And it's not foie gras, it's DiGiorno.
Regardless, let's get back to talking about the most desirable era.
Yes. I say the 60s. I'm sticking by hallucinogens and chubby checker.
No, 1950s are nothing. Was the front no, where it was at an all-time high. The adolescence, simply perfect.
But don't you crave that extravagance, that party lifestyle, like in the 20s?
Oh, it was the dopest dope.
I mean, people were living the life. The vapid party girls, the bootlegged alcohol, the political corruption. Luxury at its finest.
People were living the life.
What I wouldn't give to go back there right now. I'd stay forever.
Well, you can't go back, though. You must only go onward. Keep moving forward. Progressive.
I mean, as an author, wouldn't you want to go back and meet all those great expatriate authors?
Yeah, well, The Great Gatsby, The Sun Also Rises, classics. The list goes on and on. And the poetry. It was so despondent and invoked that Richard Cory-esque feeling of disillusionment.
Sure. What I wouldn't give to see Paris in the 20s.
Oh.
The poor sanitation, the prostitution, perfection.
Oh, at its finest.
What?
What, old sport? I asked about the States.
The state of what?
Why, the U.S., of course. How are things on the home front?
The U.S.? Who are you? Where are we?
Exactly where you are, dear Paris.
Paris? Mais oui.
Do the Roaring Twenties still suit the homeland?
The 20s?
Of course, old chap. 1923. How much have you had to drink? Well, I can say that the 20s fit Paris perfectly. The soft breeze along the river, the lovers strolling through the streets, the illuminating twilight.
I'm sorry, are you?
F. Scott Fitzgerald, yes.
I must say, I'm a big fan of your work.
Well, I can't say that surprises me. Which of my works have you read? This Side of Paradise? The Great Gatsby? Perhaps my work on the Saturday Post?
Well, The Great Gatsby was one of my favorites. I really think I identify with that Gatsby guy.
You strike me as more of a Wilson.
You know, I've always wanted to ask you, what exactly do you have against happy endings?
Well, we're not living in a fairy tale here.
What? But there are real world fairy tales. I mean, soulmates.
Yeah, like what?
Like me and my boyfriend Hugh.
Right. I give it a year tops.
Well, I never. What are we drinking?
Why, a cup of disillusionment, of course.
I had. Again? Well, it looks like we're gonna have to switch to a Cabernet. You know, I hate to be rude, but I've been having an awfully strange evening. Who are you?
Edward Arlington Robinson. Edward Arlington Robinson. I'm a writer.
Oh, perhaps I've read some of your...
Richard Cory.
That's that poem that Collins was talking about.
Yes.
I see. You know, I was just in the 20s talking to Fitzgerald and...
Fitzgerald.
Oh,
I don't know any Fitzgerald.
I guess you wouldn't. He was just born. Well, anyway, I was talking to him and he was saying all this awful stuff about how no one's ever going to be happy and how there are no happy endings.
Of course. And?
Will you agree with that?
Of course I do. There's no happy endings. It's all true. It's all true.
You know, I thought I was going to come back to the past and everything was going to be solved. Aren't you happy in 1907?
Why would I be happy in 1907? The world just has its cruel way with you.
Well, would you go back to the past if you could?
Of course. Take my friend.
Miniver Cheevy?
Yes, that one. Miniver Cheevy, for example. He loved the good old days where the swords were bright and the steeds were prancing.
Wasn't he satisfied?
No, of course not.
So what you're saying is that,
The past doesn't solve everything for you.
well, I'll drink to that. Oh, I'm awfully tired. I think I'll just rest.
Okay.
I had the strangest dream.
Yeah? What was it about?
I went back in time and I met F. Scott Fitzgerald and he was a douche.
That's unfortunate.
I know. And then I went further back in time and met Eddie Robbins Arler?
Never heard of him.
I hadn't either. And they both said all this stuff about how the past really isn't the answer.
Well, I've written some poems on these matters, like on turning 10. And I've decided that you kind of just have to move on. Don't live in the past. Live in the now.
Maybe there is no golden age. I just really thought that going back to the past was going to solve all my problems, but I think that even though I talk about the past in my works, I can move past it.
Yeah.
Live in the
Move
now.
past the past.
Did you have any strange dreams?
Well, I dreamt that I accepted my
Your poet laureateship?
yes, the poet laureateship in my underpants, which was an odd experience. You can't give everything, though.
I would leave this life behind in a heartbeat to go back to Paris in the 20s. The prostitution, the smell of the streets, just that horse dung.